It's especially nice to welcome you here in Washington, D.C. this year. Last year, we were together in London, home of the Wellcome Trust. A few years ago, we met in Ottawa, home of Grand Challenges Canada. The United States Agency for International Development, USAID, is the other anchor partner in the Grand Challenges endeavor, and we are very pleased to be able to showcase U.S. government leadership in research and development this year. The money that U.S. taxpayers invest to advance innovation is critical to all the breakthroughs we'll be talking about over the next several days. As one of those taxpayers, I'm very proud of the way the government has always prioritized science and technology. When I first started at the Gates Foundation, my colleagues kept referring to someone called the boss. What would the boss say? What would the boss do? And at first I thought they meant Bill and Melinda, who are our bosses, in a sense that they pay our salary. But then they showed me this picture, and they explained that this child is the boss. It is so easy when we're working in global development or global health, working with a lot of data or animal models or test tubes, writing proposals, reviewing proposals, to forget the human beings whose futures are the whole reason we're doing this. But it's not easy to forget this human being. There's something about her expression that gives you a sense of the stakes of our work. In some ways, her life depends on our resolve. The boss is a powerful piece of the culture at our foundation. But as I was getting ready for the conference, I realized she's also a powerful symbol for all of us. My job is to support all of you so you can do your best work. So my way of serving the boss is helping you serve her. It is my pleasure to be part of a vast community of talented people doing extraordinary things. And you're all doing it for the same boss, no matter who pays our salary. Before we move on this morning, I would like to say a few thank yous. First, thank you to the leaders who continue to help and design this meeting. This is our community, our meeting, and they work really hard to make sure it's evolving every year to meet your needs. If your name is on this slide, please stand up. Second, thank you to all the scientific track leads who have been really hard at work for months to pull together a great agenda full of fascinating scientific discussion. In the end, we are here to do science, and more than anyone, these people make that possible. Track leads, track organizers, please stand up so we can recognize you. Thank you. Finally, let's express all our gratitude to the many people who make this meeting function and function very well. If you find where you're going, if the technology works there really well when you get there, if your commute was super short this morning, if you enjoy our amazing dinner events over the next couple of days, it's because this team planned every aspect of a very, very complicated meeting. I know none of them are in this room, or some of them might be in this room, because the majority of them are still getting ready for the next session. But in their absence, please join me in welcoming them and thanking them for all the work they have done this past year. Now it's my pleasure to make a few introductions. Over the next few days, the plenaries will be hosting what we call Grand Challenges Spotlight Talks. Basically, these are researchers and innovators briefly explaining the phenomenal work they do. This morning, you'll hear from two, Rafi Aroyan and Sangeeta Bhatia. They will explain everything they're doing in greater detail. Dr. Aroyan is a professor at the University of Massachusetts Medical School and one of the world's leading experts on soil-transmitted helminths. Sangeeta Bhatia is an investigator at Howard Hughes Medical Institute and is a pioneer in using techniques from the semiconductor industry to invent new tools for human health. As you can tell, these talks will inspire us to think bigger. And finally, let me introduce our distinguished first speaker this morning, who's been thinking bigger for many, many, many years, Dr. Anthony Fauci, director of the National Institute for Allergies and Infectious Diseases, has authored or edited more than 1,000 scientific publications. He's been honored with virtually every important award in science, including the Presidential Medal of Freedom. He has made numerous important discoveries in the field of HIV/AIDS, and he was one of the principal architects of the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, which has saved millions of lives. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Fauci to the stage, and thank you very much.